Getting ready to get ready. Take it off, girl.
Okay.
Oh.
I was like, okay, I didn't know we were doing that.
Welcome to Raw Babes 101. We got your hosts, Miss TT and
KK. Thanks for doing it today.
first time for everything.
Yeah. Actually, we'd have to go back to our episode number 1 and see what we were doing.
I wonder feels like it was forever. Like I don't feel like we've just been doing it the other way for so long.
I know. But it's also been many lifetimes.
Double
soul mission.
This is like about like workout. I like variety.
She's like, I like to change the foods that I eat.
Yes.
I don't want an apple and an orange every day.
Shock the system. Shock the vibe.
The shock and awe.
Shock and awe.
You're the shock and awe. Well, I can definitely give you lots of shock and ahs. And I can attach you right into the shock and awe outlet to get a little...
Well, it depends what the intentions are. I'll let you know if I'll receive that shit.
Okay. Speaking of intentions and receiving shit and fucking canceling, clearing, deleting, and what we call in and what we allow in and what we pay attention to.
No shit.
The drama for your mama.
There's a lot of drama happening in this world right now, isn't there?
Yes, there really is.
Yes.
And it really depends on what you pay attention to and what you allow in your field.
That's right, because it can be so distracting.
You know, if you guys just knew, Tiffany comes in with this idea. She's like, I had this thought of what we could talk about because she was with her client. They were diving deep. And then I'm literally like, okay. And I'm listening to all the things that she has to say. And then I was just like, okay.
She just had this look on her face. She's like, we fucking did it again, TT. We are working on telepathy vibes here.
Yes.
We do this often. And I just looked at her and I was like, we did it again.
She's like, I can't believe this. It's like, this is so cool.
So cool.
Part of this, just to let you guys know, give you a heads up, we are going to be doing our normal talking and all the fun stuff. And then we're going to dive deep into what we're going to be talking about in a part 2.
Yes.
It's gonna be cool. And I wanted to share with the audience that I was called, because Tiffany and I have been working on just upgrading some things, getting our Zoom and all that ready to go we have lots of interviews coming up. So stay tuned for that. Ooh, just popped into my brain quickly. When you guys are on our Instagram, there's a little bell at the top. And if you don't press the bell, you won't be notified of our lives and our posts and our stories and all the things and the magic that we have going on.
Yeah.
So please do that so that you can be in the loop, or else you're going to be like, I didn't even know that was going on. We have live going on all the time. I pulled a card for Tiffany and I was like, let's just see what, the message is for us. And it's Pleiades. And it's like, you are part of this soul tribe for channeling and for uplifting humanity as well as your own. So it's a double mission. And we know this because obviously for everybody that's watching, I'm probably sure that you're part of the same thing. So yeah, the double mission, we're here to help ourselves and then obviously help everyone else, because what's the point of being here if we can't help others?
It's just it's a weird feeling. Like it just feels so natural to have to share. Yeah. The desire to share this information.
And it's true.
Yeah.
And
it's just part of us.
Yes.
It is part of us.
It is.
When we fill our own souls and our own cups, that's why we say, do you first.
That's right.
And then you can just share the knowledge.
Let it overflow.
And talking about the things that are working for you. So, I mean, if we're going to get into this part of the discussion here. If you are of someone who's on their healing journey, or you're really curious and really leaning into learning more about your own spiritual connection to self, and then what really is going on around the world, with the world around you, not to say the COVID and the fucking movements that are happening, yes,
all the movements.
It is all the movements, but it's giving yourself a space to use your discernment and what is a priority for you. So is it a priority to learn things or pay attention to things that have nothing to do with you? Is it? It's a fucking distraction. So, I mean, if you are on your journey path, please share the things that are working for you.
Right.
And if you're sharing things that you haven't done yet, state the fact that you haven't done it.
Right.
or that it's not part of your repertoire, but you know someone who does do that.
Right.
You could
And that
you could
helps
say it
them.
in those words, because if you're always telling people what to do and you're not doing it, you will come across as this know-it-all. And yeah, so
It's like practice what you preach.
yeah, and I really take pride in, teaching my clients, and we talk about on the podcast, to really be careful who you're taking advice from. Use your discernment. Is that person that say they're doing the work, are they actually doing it? So there's a big like hiatus right now. Everybody's jumping on the bandwagon of the spiritual work and what that looks like, and understanding the brain, and I understand it, but like, are you actually doing the thing?
Right.
And I loved the question one of our friends asked, what does doing the work actually mean to you? Well,
Ooh.
that's a deep one.
Ooh.
What
does that mean?
What does that mean? What does doing the work mean to you? Well, it means, are you doing self-reflection? Are you learning more about different concepts you haven't considered yet? If you're being triggered, are you working through those triggers? I am talking about that muscle between the ears, because we can always work out our physical body, and that is a huge, there's a really good way to start your foundation, but you can actually do it the other way around. You can work your brain and then understand how important it is to move your body, so you cannot deny that.
Right.
So, yes.
But there's also with what you were talking about, people that know all this stuff, but they're not putting action to it, or they're saying all this stuff to everybody, and they're utilizing their brain, but they're not moving their body, and their body is not coming
part
with
of the
them.
divine.
Yeah,
we have to take care of all of it.
Yeah,
but it's a work in progress, and we don't want to think too far ahead, because it can be really overwhelming. But it's taken Kristen and I so much work and time to build our foundations to where we're at, and we're still not done. Like, my God,
it's never done.
We can always still add to our toolbox, and as we grow and move on in life, we're going to be in different stages of our lives that we're going to need to learn different tools for different perspectives and all the things. But we're growing our toolbox, and we are sharing what we are doing. So always. But that being said, we can be distracted from the things that matter. And one of the things that really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, especially if you ask a senior or anybody that's over 40, or if you've come into this ideology now, which obviously you're not over 40, so you did. But the older that we get, the more we realize the more we realize how important it is to worry about what people think about you.
Yeah.
Because it takes us out of our authentic self and takes us out of who our higher power is. Like, I feel like we should always be kind of, leaning into, like, what would my higher self
say or do?
What is she saying? She's like,
But half the time, the thought comes in that's a great idea, and then you've already shut it down before you even explored it, because of your concern of whatever other people are going to think.
Yes.
So you've just dimmed to fit in.
Can we show your pants? What do we got here, guys?
Oh, look at my foot, you guys. I burned.
Yeah, what'd you do?
I burned myself. It was Cassius's soup fell on my foot and it bubbled.
So, side note, guys, we got swag. Kristen's wearing the Don't Dim to Fit In pants right now.
Sweatpants.
But I feel like the dim to fit in is just a way to capture the mind to think bigger. It's just a start to, like, opening up that box.
Like, oh, what is that?
What is that? Like,
Dick
what
in a
is
box. Haven't dropped that in a while, guys. Also, thank you to all of our new followers and subscribers and people that have been here. I don't know if you've caught up on a lot of Tiffany and my lingo of dick in a box, something we always said before. So.
Oh, right. Yeah, we got to prepare our new listeners.
We're a little bit silly and goofy, but that's why we're here.
Yeah, exactly.
So our swag, Don't Dim to Fit In. We are so excited, and that's just part of, like, leveling up, and part of that limited mindset thinking, like worrying about what people think about you. How stupid do you feel? Do you feel stupid? Are you saying to yourself you're not good enough? You can't figure it out because you don't know fucking electronics, or you don't know where to start. Like,
these are such
stop before you start.
stop before you start. But you have this idea, and then the idea is like we make it a reality when it's fucking not. Mm-hmm. It's not reality yet.
I love that you're saying this right now because it just, okay, something that I was stuck on, you guys, it was taking that next step of a stupid ass Linktree and then the website. It's like
you were stuck in it because
I was stuck in it.
I can't figure this
It was just
out.
like, it was like, and it was just like, it's fine. I'll just like kind of leave it.
Yeah.
But then until I sat and got quiet and then I was at Susan's and it was just like the Linktree I did before, but I was like, why don't I just open it up and start exploring, ask my team, give me some help. Like, what am I doing? And then before you know it, within fucking 10 minutes, it was done. And then next thing was the website. And I was like, there's a free this, there's a this. She shows me the template. I'm like, what? And I watched myself distract myself. I watched myself as I was in the creative project being like, I was resistant.
But you also were not
asking
asking the help either because you said someone showed you, right?
So Susan showed me when I went over to the island.
Yes. Well, I know that. I'm just
yes. No, this is good. Okay. No, yes, ask. So Susan helped me and then pushed me, and it was great because I literally observed myself. I watched myself sit there and distract myself from doing it, and then I had to ask why. Part of not wanting to be seen. What? On the podcast, on this, all the things?
What? Were you worried about being judged?
What? No. So then it was so good to uncover that aspect and go, this is an old feeling. There's something that was just lingering. And then I was like, publish. Cool.
Fucking done.
Done, daddy dongers. And then everything just unfolded from there. It was like the website. And then it was like the sound bowls came in, the sound bath, did sacred soul dance.
All the ideas that come with it. So Kristen is showcasing a perfect example of how this can stumble upon new innovative ideas.
Yes.
You got to start somewhere, right? So especially when you're in a supportive environment, that's where you're asking for help. I'm just so thrilled what's about to be created because we've also started to create our own little masterminds group. And this is going to be amazing because it's really going to fast track concepts and ideas. So ideas that are going to be turned into action.
Yeah.
And so if you think about this, and we've talked about this before, it is important to surround yourself with like-minded people.
Yes.
They're the ones that are going to support you, and
they're pushing you to be great.
Exactly. And 2 brains, 3 brains are way better than 1. The things that come in, sometimes we just cannot think outside the dick in the box. It's just...
Exactly.
The dick's in the way.
And the distraction is so real though, Tiff.
Yes.
Because literally Susan was like, Kristen, you're distracting yourself. Go sit back down. I was like,
okay, here's one.
Okay.
So if the distraction, the thought is a reality to you, which now we know that it is not, if it's such a reality and you've created this block, and then there's the other way of looking at it when you think of a new concept and you want to think of it as in a reality so it does become a reality. So you're thinking about it with possibility rather than can't do it.
So it's the idea into the reality. So taking from just a thought
but let's break
into action.
Let's break it down a little bit more.
Okay, let's do it.
What is stopping you? What is that thing that's stopping you? Like you said, it's the why.
Yeah, it was the distraction. It was the feeling. It was the...
You came up and you said you didn't want to be seen.
Exactly. So it's stopping yourself there, being like, oh, then what is it? Not good enough.
Not good enough.
That is that is the underlying self-worth.
Imagine
loving yourself.
You not being good enough
to
be able to create something that is going to catapult your business and
help
you.
Others.
Yes. And that our business is about helping others.
Yes.
Because it lies so deep within our fucking soul that we know that what's worked for us, we have to share this. And we have to share things that we haven't tried that other people have tried. I'm going to share everything because, well, I'm still in the journey of self-discovery. Yes. I mean, I still technically have so many more years left in my life. That's so much more I can add to my box of things I haven't tried yet. So of course I'm going to share other people's stories. That goes back to Native heritage and like telling stories.
And it's all about what's the main purpose of what we're doing. Let's zoom out. It's not about self. It's about the collective. And it's like there's something for everybody. So if you can explore and try different things, it's like Annika, the sound healer that was on here.
Yeah.
She has given Tiffany and I massive amounts of tips and tools and things to share because she understands the concept of sharing. Because what resonates with one person may resonate with another or may not. So then there's another box of tools, like the sound healing aspect of things. Some people don't want to come to a circle because they do not want to share. They do not want to talk. They want to just maybe go within. So there's a platform that's created and it's sound healing and a sound bath where you come and just get rocked and you lay there and you get into your manifestations, but your meditation, and you get messages and connect and you just practice doing that. There's something for everyone.
100%.
And that's why Tiffany and I share, my own experience of self-love through as a little child all the way up into this moment. We still have these little inner child moments that come up. But it's like what Tiffany and I were talking about before is being around like-minded people, but not even that. Ones that have done it already so that you have to strive, like the goals, and to set your standards higher. If you're circling around having your Starbucks coffee and you're just talking about the mom group and about the shit about their husbands or, the same old drama, you're just staying in a cycle. It's time to evolve out of that. And not to say that it's great to have a tea or a coffee with your girlfriends and chat about whatever, but like-minded is, what is that word I'm trying to say? It's like being around the like-minded people.
Like attracts like.
There you go. It's just frequency. It's the same thing. So it's really important to branch out. Part of half the shit that we've been doing, and then also it's like, website, other circle ideas, collaborating with other healers. Tiffany and I have decided to create this amazing hub that's been birthed, which we didn't even know that it was going to happen at the beginning, into a hub of let's invite like-minded healers, spiritual people, anybody that has a message or gift, male, female, doesn't really matter, to this platform to share with all of you. Because what's the point of keeping anything hidden? What's the point of, this is working really great for me, so I'm just going to keep it to myself? I agree. We're here to have this platform to share. And it's not like, having Annika or, Christine or Breathwork, all these other people.
Yeah.
It's so important because we may not be your signature. We may not be the ones that are going to really help you have that breakthrough. It could be that next person. And if we can give you that gift, we're fucking going to give it to you because you deserve it. And you signed up for this shit to be free and to heal.
Go KK. Go KK.
Go TT. Go TT. So, let's backtrack for a moment.
I know. There's a lot here. We wanted to talk about
something totally else.
And this is we're just going with it. And this is just how we roll.
This is how we roll.
It's good to have a template.
It's funny because we always try, how people are prepare and be planned and whatever. The universe always has another fucking plan. And part of the card that with this whole double mission, it says Pleiades are extremely chatty. Well, that would have been my report card when I was a child.
Yeah.
Chatty butterfly
That's why I always put myself in the front of the class so I could actually pay attention because I just everybody's too distracting.
It is.
So you wanted to tail it back.
Let's circle back a little bit.
Yes.
So you had a good conversation with your client and you were talking about, let's go to the topic of people on let's say social media. Okay. That was a good one that you said.
Okay. So we just talked about putting attention into things that are not in alignment with us. Okay. like drama. My throat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clearing it.
Hold on.
Let me clear my throat.
So
We're at 141 FYI.
140. Okay, so real quick. We can be supportive in a lot of conversations that are happening, but I think it's really important to, I mean, there's a lot going on right now that's calling distraction in this world. And one of them right now that has me distracted is a bill trying to get pushed through to be able to have sex with children. And this is so monstrous and so fucking outrageous. Like, I can't even imagine this being an okay thing. There's a lot of conversation around this. It's like one of those hot topics. We're not even doing fashion anymore. We're doing fucking this drama topic. And anybody I've ever talked, like, I can't imagine anybody I know that would be okay with this message. But it's got people enraged. So much so that I know a few friends and, you know, quite a few people that are talking about it, and I understand the purpose of talking about it and posting it. But if you're not sharing the outrageousness of it because you're worried about being judged, I think you need to check yourself, for one. Two, there's another perspective in this.
Yeah.
The other perspective is I don't know anybody that would be okay with this. We're talking like there's people out there that is okay with this. And I'm sure there's the few. And I feel like anybody who is okay with this and talking about that they should push the bill through because this is a fucking great idea are the ones that should be prosecuted. But that's not the point I'm trying to get at. And this is a beautiful conversation Kristen and I had, and we talked about, you know, this little bit of vibration awareness just in the beginning of this conversation. Why are we focusing on shit like that?
Exactly.
It doesn't, no. Unless you are an advocate for a special group and you're speaking for the general, fuck yeah. Have it in the back burner. Yeah, it hits hard home for me, man. I would do anything to protect a child. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
It's not even it shouldn't even be a discussion.
Okay.
But we're putting a lot of energy around this.
Yeah.
So, okay, real quick. It is really important that we stay in our lane and focus on the things that fucking matter in our lives. And the reason why I say that is because we're living in our true life's passion, which then raises our vibration. Then everything that we do is effortless. And then now we're operating at that level of intellect. So now we're sharing the word of what fills our heart so that we can get a little bit better connection and have a better relationship to our one self, so we can clear the weeds away to get closer to our intuition, so we feel confident to use our discernment. I'm using my discernment right now with this fucking topic, and it's disgusting. It is it's outrageous, but I am not going to put my energy into that, because anybody that I know that knows this shit would not fucking buy into this bullshit. This is fucking bullshit. This is worse than the transgender fucking taking over the Olympics. This like, absolutely not.
Totally.
So again, it is really important that we do stay in our lane, fill our cup, and not buy in to the distractions that are taking us away from being connected to our discernment, because that's what's happening. It's a complete division. Even if you talk about they, them, him, her, and talking about transgenders and trying fucking black fucking, I don't care. You say those people. Chris and I have in-depth conversations about this, and that alone is already, in that dialogue, is separating us from the other person. But understand, we're all the same on the inside. So chew on that for a second. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I need to say, so
I need a break.
So no, this is good. So this is a really good example. You can understand and you can feel what happened inside of Tiffany's body. It went into fight or flight, and it went into obviously a lot of feelings and emotion. And part of this movement is to produce that. Exactly. So an idea gets dropped out to the masses to create separation, fear, lower vibration. How to keep one from the self connection to source, higher frequency, is to bring them into fight or flight. So understand whether they talk about transgender, whether they talk about children's stuff, whether they talk about this. Any carrot that gets dangled in front of you that you grab onto, you just took their fucking bait. Even the fact of saying their bait, understand if you stay in your frequency and in your lane, you don't take anybody's carrot, you don't get triggered. Yes, you're going to get triggered, but how are you going to deal with that? We have to be mindful on time. Another thing is, idea gets put out into the universe. So Dolores Cannon talks about this. She says, nothing will be created unless multiple minds believe in it, visualize it, see it. They'll create a workshop.
Yeah.
Here's the idea. Enough people grab onto it, they can run with it. This idea with the whole children thing, they've planted it. All these people think about it, create fear around it. Now that's become a fucking reality. It doesn't have to be in your reality. I don't watch the news. I don't watch any of these things. I don't buy into any of it. People can say, oh, that's just being oblivious. It is not. If I can focus my attention on the frequency that I emit, I'm going to help every single one of you, including this planet. So if we can all come together with the highest frequency, not getting on dangling these carrots, and have all these people that are using their attention on the anger about this post or this movement and focus on love, that shit can't exist on the fucking dimension that we are on. It can exist on the 3D, absolutely. So be really mindful of what you're buying into, paying attention to, and allowing your body to be rocked by, because your fight or flight is keeping you in the lowest vibration that is with that movement. Just saying.
Okay, so we do have to wrap this up. Before we wrap it up, I'm just going to suggest a book. It is from Dr. Joe Dispenza. If you don't know who that is, he's a public figure, New York Times bestseller author, researcher of epigenetics, quantum physics, and neuroscience.
Yeah, Joe Dispenza's next level.
Next level. So with the breathwork course I'm taking right now, there's a lot of gold nuggets, and Joe Dispenza's work does align with what I'm doing right now. So I'm just reading Evolve Your Brain from Joe Dispenza. I will put that in the show notes. If you love this kind of work and you're passionate about it, read this book. It's fucking next level.
Yeah, it's fire.
It's really good. He does have a few books out there. It was hard to choose, but this is the one that my finger aligned with. Got it on my Audible, and so I'm able to listen to it. It is not Joe Dispenza reading it, FYI, but that's okay. I can handle who's reading it right now. He's a great reader, and it's amazing.
We're going to finish with a poll, and last thing is, anything that's trying to take you off of love and light is a distraction, and utilize that tool not within just the news, your friends too. Any person that is trying to bring the vibration or the topic or the drama, you need to check yourself, because that's taking you away from a high frequency, a high vibration. So be really mindful of what you're letting into your field. And that's similar to what Joe would say. So let's see what is the message for everybody quickly.
It's fucking loud.
Yeah, that's good.
It was like
just kidding. So Tiffany and I are doing a part 2 to this. Oh my gosh.
3.
We'll just quickly say it, but we are doing a part 2. We're talking about transgender, talking about different things in a really great way of tools and tips to help through the situation. So, sorry, not help through the situation. Help help you if you're dealing with any of these types of things, or if it's going on in your home in a beautiful way, because Tiffany and I love these sorts of topics where we can dissect them and look at them from different perspectives and then bring in a zoomed out opinion, not just the zoomed in one, the one where it's divide, separate, and thinking that, you know, there's a problem with all these other things. Let's focus on bringing everybody in together.
You got it.
What did you have there?
Okay, I got Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? I love this card. This is remothering yourself. What you think you knew then, you are a different person now. And so you are up to just a different stage in your life. So it's just time to remother yourself. If you were never close with your mother, or you've taken bad habits from your mother, this will make complete sense. But if you have a strong mother figure in your life, I would just take it as you're just in a different stage of your life than your mother was. And you would just have to kind of nurture yourself in ways that you would need now, not as a child.
Yeah, and also how like you mother your children or your friends, it's time to do that to you.
That will naturally happen when you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
You will naturally just do it for others, especially those who deserve it, because not everybody deserves to be mothered from you, like you putting your energy into somebody that will never take it as a lesson or anything like that.
And my number one thing that I always say is, if you are mothering somebody else before you're mothering yourself, don't text people until you've done your 3 things. 3 things that are for yourself. Don't call your friend. Don't do anything until your tasks are done for you. The card is protection, call back your power, cut the cord, soul retrieval. It's absolutely insane. You know why, Tiffany? Because the post that I post on my Instagram was exactly this. We were talking about cutting the cord, soul retrieval. And if you don't know how to do that, we do talk about it on the episode, what's the one we just did about dating? The game. We talk about how to do that. And sometimes you need assistance. So if you need an amazing healer, you can always talk to us, other people, and you just be really mindful as to who you ever get anything from, especially energy healing. You got
Actually, I can, do we have a meditation on this? The cutting the cords?
Yeah.
But that's in our subscription?
Now we know what we need to add to our subscription.
Okay.
A cutting the cords meditation.
Yeah. So, But if you want, for now, I can put in our show notes, like maybe by then it'll be already on. But
no,
I made an Instagram post about this.
Okay.
And it just gave a quick what just came to my mind, what to say and how to imagine. Now, that is a very similar in how I teach my classes. I do this every meditation that I do with my people is really talking about the importance of cutting cords. And like we put on this like, you know, energetic cloak, and we can imagine all these cords coming out, and then just imagine your fingers just going like this, snipping those cords away. Even if it's from your children, unfortunately. And I know that might trigger you a little bit, but it really is so you don't rob them from their experiences.
Exactly.
Okay.
If you enable them, you're going to be dealing with that at 19, 20, 30. Like it's...
Don't want that.
No.
They need to be on their own.
Next card that is answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do?
Boom.
Yeah. These are freaking dope.
Okay, so when we put this together, I think we are like... Here we are.
Like
it's this. It
Mother
is.
yourself first, but do this part of
There you go. So remother yourself, calling in that protection, and nurture yourself in the way of like what that means for you to like be comfortable enough in your own skin, be comfortable enough in just being in that quiet with yourself without any distractions. No music. Don't do music. Just be by yourself. Music is good to help amplify and change the mood of things if you're looking to be amped up or calm down. But to be one with self, I suggest to be in complete quiet and protecting yourself from any outside influence that has no business clinging on to. And you just want to be within your own energy field. You don't want to be hanging on to anybody else's. It's heavy. It makes us sick. So, and then answering the call, when we do those things, when we do those first 2 cards, it gives us a way closer to connection to what your purpose is. So what is your calling?
Yeah.
What is true and passionate to your heart?
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. Like, what a beautiful message.
I know. And you'd be surprised once you get all that out of the way and the distractions and the fear. When you're just stuck at fear, you're in freeze mode.
Yes.
And it's like, oh, I'm stuck at this place. And it's
you can't
time.
see further ahead.
Yeah. And
you can't see your future.
And half the times it's the strings that are holding you in your past. And it's like Joe Dispenza say, he's like, you're so focused on the past that you're recreating your past into your future right now.
Yeah.
How the flup are you going to see? I'm so
passionate.
trying to just be mindful with my words. And
Are
the
we
swearing.
swearing too much?
Well,
Do we? Did somebody say something?
Nobody said anything.
Okay.
No. And I wouldn't care, but I guess it's just myself.
That's okay. I went through that stage too, honey. It's all good.
It's just a phase. Whenever you want to drop the F-bombs and...
It's just the F word can really emphasize
the power.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's...
But I have to be mindful because like sometimes I'll drop an F-bomb in my fitness classes and I don't know if everybody appreciates that.
Yeah. So anyhow, this was a powerful episode. We're going pages deep for the part 2. So
yeah. Beautiful.
It's going to trigger people, but that's what we're here for. That's why you signed up for Earth School.
Cut it out. Love
Cut
you guys.
the cords. Yes.
Right.
Protection.
Love you guys. Thank you for everything. All your support and love.
Subscribe. It's $4.99, you guys. You get such a... That would remind me of Cassius. I'll go like this to like touch his face and he'd be like... And I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay. I love my son. So, bye.